Lads. Lads, welcome to another match reaction. I've just realised that I've put on screen Blades 2, West Brom 1. My apologies. Let's get the real score up there. Where is it? That shows how much I'm fried by doing a watch along. There you go. It's on screen right now. What I'll do is, I don't know what I'll do. I'll just leave it up there. Sorry about that. I'll sort it for next time. Anyway, what an absolute joke of a decision that was. I'm sorry. And I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me. Sheffield United fans, Chelsea fans, football fans. But that was not even a penalty. It just wasn't. Anyway, let's start from the beginning. We'll get onto that in a bit. Really frustrated about that. So, yeah, we started the game brilliantly. Very lively. We nearly scored with Ollie Berg. He probably should have scored. Really should have done. But he put it wide. He's not the best in front of goal, is he? But Ollie McBurney held it up well, played him in. Beautiful ball on his left foot. Obviously, it's not his favourite foot. Put it wide of the target. Hit the side netting. Not good enough. Needs to be hitting the target there. 100% needs to be hitting the target. Then Chelsea grew into the game. It was very scrappy for a lot of the game. Most of the game, really. Couple of glimpses of brilliance on both sides, really. And that's how Chelsea scored. As you can see, I'm doing this at a rapid rate because I really don't want to be doing this at 9:39 on a Sunday evening when I've got work in Wakefield at crack of dawn. Anyway, so yeah, they took the lead. It was just great play, wasn't it? Like, maybe we could have done more. It was work down the left. Nice what I think it was Werner that cut it back for Mount. But all our team just kind of pushed over to the right-hand side. And I think it was Keane Bryan's man, Mount. But when you've got an attacking midfielder in that sort of area, I know he was kind of playing on the right, but he was given sort of a free roll on that right-hand side, Mount. And he came back inside and he just kind of dropped off. He just dropped off Bryan. Bryan didn't see him. I think originally Fleck pointed at Mount and said to Keane Bryan, mark him. And he was around him and then kind of got drawn to the front post where the ball was. It was cut back and he just swept it into the corner. Lovely finish. And then we were just kind of shell-shocked, I believe. We were poor. We were really poor in the second half of that first half, if you like. The first half of the first half, we were quite good. We were creating chances. But we always struggle to hold on to the ball when Dids is not starting. And I understand that Dids is getting on. He's 33, 34, something like that. But we need to be playing him every single game. Fair enough if he was knackered from the last game. We've got a lot of games coming up. And maybe Wilder thought this isn't a game that we think we're going to win. We could have done. We easily could have done, because I don't think Chelsea were that good today, to be perfectly honest. I thought they played okay. They were definitely nowhere near as good as what they were at Stamford Bridge. They had a few players out. No Kai Havertz. Ziyech on the bench who ripped us apart in the first game. Thiago Silva, who is obviously their mainstay centre-back, all not playing. Kante on the bench, one of the best defensive midfielders in the world. Obviously came on towards the end. They were there for the taking, but also we weren't very good at times. Like I said, very scrappy, especially in the midfield. Nobody really wanted to take hold of it. A lot of second touches of ours were tackles, which is not what you want to see in the Premier League when you're playing someone like Chelsea. You need to be winning these 50-50 balls. You need to be not giving away stupid passes, which we did all game long, to be honest. But saying all that, we were in the game for 95 minutes. 95 minutes. And the reason why I stress 95 is because Chelsea, in the 94th minute, were running down the clock in the corner, just like Man City did against us. It just shows you that these teams are still scared of us. We might be 20th, but they're still scared of us. You can see that if we'd have started this kind of not revolution, but if we'd have started this surgence of kind of form, we'd have easily got out of this. Easily. If that Man United game would have come 5 or 6 games ago, we'd have been in with a real shot, a real shot. But we've just been poor for too long, giving away stupid goals all season long, not putting the ball in the back of the net, the big moments, just not taking them. And we didn't have too many really good opportunities, especially in the first half. Bogle had a really good run where he ran through about 3 or 4 players, didn't really come to anything. It's one of them things where you do something really good and then you just need that little bit of brilliance just to find a little through ball or have a shot and it flying top corner, because we don't have many of them, do we? So yeah, we were deservedly behind in the first half. They probably had more possession throughout the game, but especially in the first half. The second half, we came out, same team, no changes. DODGY came on kind of shortly. I'm forgetting who it was now. I've not got anything in front of me. The problem with the watch-alongs when you're doing them, you don't really have time to write any notes like I would normally do. So this is completely off the cuff. But we got the goal. We got a goal, a bit of indecision in the Chelsea defence. I thought Burkett had made them make that mistake like he does so often. McBurney tries to play it through to Berg. Rudiger goes to play it back to the goalkeeper. And Mendy's already off his line, already probably on his 6-yard box at this point. And Rudiger tries to play it back to him. No defender should be doing that anyway. Mendy's flying out for some reason, which is stupid. But also, Mendy, you can't be passing the ball back to the goalkeeper in that situation, especially when you've not looked behind you for a good 4 or 5 seconds. Mendy was obviously out and the ball was played into the back of the net. And we thought all our birthdays had come at once. Let me just mention, earlier in the first half, like I said, all over the place, Chris Basham would have won us a penalty if it wasn't for him being that much offside. It was a full boot, actually. It was definitely offside. It wasn't the Lundstrom big toe at Spurs last season. But another frustrating thing that happens to Sheffield United this season, just little things like that. That would have been a penalty. We would have gone 1-0 up and we would have tried to hold on to it. We might not have succeeded, but going 1-0 up at home against Chelsea when they've not got the stars out or not all the stars out would have been a massive boost to us. But yeah, that's what it is. We didn't get that penalty. We ended up getting a bit of luck in the second half with that own goal. But then literally a couple of minutes later, Keane Bryan plays a horrendous through ball. Well, it was a through ball, wasn't it? Fraudulent slip there. Plays a horrendous back pass to Ramsdale with his wrong foot as he's kind of off balance. And the rest you could probably expect. Werner latches onto it. He knocks it past Ramsdale. Now, I haven't seen this. I haven't seen it again. But he knocked it past Ramsdale. And I think the fact that we were watching so intently on how the contact happened, that's when you think, you don't actually think of, if he's knocked it round him, will he get there? Because I think it was someone like Basham seemed like he was going to get there before Werner. For some reason, he knocked it that way, like did a Pele, knock it one way and try and run the other. But for me, it wasn't a penalty. Like I said, I know Chelsea fans are going to come out and say it was a penalty. He ran into Ramsdale. Now, I know that Ramsdale was there, but he can't not be there. He's got to come out and try and stop the ball. And he realised that he wasn't going to get it, so his arms came in. And he was there, but Werner ran straight into him and kneed him in the head. Now, that doesn't make me think penalty straight away. And it didn't make the referee think penalty straight away because he didn't give it. And then VAR said, go and have a look at the screen. And the referee changed his mind. Just another Sheffield United thing to happen, isn't it? That's what happens to us. Like we were saying on the watch along, if that was the other way, I'm not sure it would have been given for us, overturned for us, should I say? But it was given. Again, I don't know how kneeing Ramsdale in the head when his arms are by his side is given as a penalty, but it would have been nice to have seen us at least last another 5-10 minutes without conceding a goal and trying to get a goal for ourselves. Because it could have quite clearly been a different story if that didn't happen. But they get a penalty. Jorginho steps up. For me, Ramsdale has seen on multiple occasions that Rodrigo does the little jumpy penalty, and you've just got to stay like that, not moving for as long as possible, because in my opinion, when a player jumps, it's so difficult to direct it right into the corner when they've done that. Just stay big for as long as possible, and then when he's hit it, dive. And if you don't get it, that's fair play. But as soon as you make a move, whilst Rodrigo's in the air taking that penalty, he's just going to put it the other direction. And I know it's difficult, and I know not a lot of goalkeepers do save those penalties. And I think more often than not, it's down to the penalty taker, because Bruno Fernandes has done that trick numerous occasions this season and last season, and they are saved on occasion. And I think more often than not, if a goalkeeper stands up and just waits, the penalty taker isn't going to put it in the top corner, isn't going to put it right in the corner. So it gives you a lot more chance of saving that. But can't really blame Ramsdale for anything. It wasn't his fault that he was in no man's land. It was Kean Bryan's fault. And I don't really want to blame him, because he's barely played any football this season. He's barely played any football for the last kind of 4 or 5 years, to be honest. So he's playing against Chelsea in a massive, massive game. We're bottom of the league. We're trying to get out of it. It's one of them things. These back passes happen to the best of players. But hopefully he'll dust himself down for the next game. That's about it. We had a couple of good chances towards the end. Flecky ran through about 5 players and tried to get the ball across the box. Again, just one of them things. It gets cut out and then it hits Fleck and goes out for a goal kick. It made me laugh that Rudiger was actually asking for a handball, when if it was either a handball or a goal kick, the kicks would have been taken right at the side of each other. Stupid. But yeah, Billy Sharp had an overhead kick that somebody was offside for in the lead up to it. Ollie McBurney got a brilliant crossing, and Sharpie with the overhead kick. Could you imagine if that had flown in the top bin? But yeah, Billy Sharp, he got it on target in the corner, but not enough power on it, and not quite in the corner, not fully in the corner anyway. Keeper made a decent save, but it was offside after all that. Trying to think of any other ones. Not a lot. Ollie Noble put a great ball into the box from one of the free kicks. Chelsea managed to get that away. Lundstrom wasted loads of crosses into the box today, which frustrated me quite a lot. A shot that he blazed over the bar. Didsy had a great kind of half volley that Mendy had to push away at his front post. Good effort, but was never really troubling the goalkeeper. That was about it, guys. I'm going to quickly run through the team. Ramsdale didn't have a lot to do other than being in no man's land for Kean Bryan's bad back pass and getting kneed in the head, which the referee did look at as a bit of a head injury, but it seems like he's okay. But it just proves Ramsdale got kneed in the head and gave away a penalty. I bet he wished he'd just stayed on his line, because just conceding a goal there, he wouldn't have got kneed in the head. I thought Bogle was a little bit out of his depth today. He wasn't as good as West Brom, to be honest. But we are playing a lot higher standard of team. He did a couple of nice things. That run, like I said in the first half, was mesmerising. He made some other nice little 1-2s and running with the ball. He did a few decent attacking moves today. He got caught at one point under the ball when Chilwell headed it over the bar in the first half. I'd like to have seen him attack that rather than waiting for it and waiting for Chilwell to head it over the bar. Basham had another great game. Got booked early on, so I think he tried to keep himself out of trouble for the rest of the game. But still looked decent when he was trying to get forward. Egan, rock at the back. I say the same thing about Egan every week. Unless Egan makes a kind of goal-saving tackle or scores a goal or makes a mistake, I'm never really going to talk about Egan because Egan always does everything he's asked of every game. So it's kind of like Chris Morgan, but a better footballing version of Chris Morgan. Keane Bryan actually had a very, very good game other than that. And then he because the penalty wasn't given straight away, Keane Bryan then got the ball back. And I think in kind of like his, oh God, what have I just done? Played another terrible pass into the midfield and Chelsea ran onto it and could have created more from it. So he had a really bad game today. He had a really bad game after that terrible back pass. It was obviously in his head for the rest of the game. But before that, it was great. He was cutting play out. He was in the right place. It could have been his fault for the first goal, but you could have said it was Fleck's fault, Norwood's fault, Keane Bryan's fault. You could have said it was three players' fault because any of them could have picked him up, and they didn't. Fleck was shouting to him, pick him up, but he might not have heard him. So, yeah, I thought he played okay other than those few things that he did wrong. I thought Max Lowe was very good. Played a couple of dodgy passes, but everybody did today. Max Lowe was very, very good defensively, in my opinion. Cut things out, got himself out of trouble quite a few times, got tackles in. He gets stuck in, that lad. He really does. And he's changed my opinion slightly on him today because I think he had a really, really good game. Wasn't expecting a game as good as that from him. Fleck, excellent. I keep saying he's getting better and better with every game, but he's just out of this world. He's back to his best. And the reason for that was because, the reason why he wasn't playing well was because he had a broken flipping back. He had a broken back, and we were there giving it, not necessarily giving him stick, but saying, what's happened to Fleck? Why is he so bad? And he had a broken back, for God's sake. He's back now, though. He's 100% back, and he's playing out of his skin. That little run towards the end, through about 5 players, mesmerising stuff. Lundstram had a bit of a quiet game today. I thought too many times he played the ball backwards when he was in a little bit of trouble, not a lot of trouble. Play it off the man and out for another throw-in if you're struggling. You don't have to do a Cruyff turn and go backwards every single time. But he does that a lot, Lundstram. A lot. I thought Norwood, for the most part, had a really good game. Very good defensively. I wasn't expecting him to have as good a game. He feels like Norwood has one good game, then 2 bad games. One good game, 2 bad games. But he played exceptionally well against Man United. Very well again today. I think he played quite well against Man City as well. It feels like he plays really, really well against the big teams, and then maybe don't get himself up for the lesser games, if you like. And then up top, I thought Burke did a good job, was always a threat going forward. A couple of times he was isolated. And then up against kind of 2, 3, 4 Chelsea defenders. McBurney, I thought, battled hard. I think he did try and hold the ball up as well as he possibly could, constantly getting battered in the back. But I thought he did well. He just really held the ball up and tried to kind of do a bit of the Diddy role where he's bringing players into the game, but didn't really get himself into any kind of goal scoring opportunities. Don't think he had a shot today, to be honest. Billy Sharp kind of flicked the ball into the box towards the end, and he nearly got his head onto it, but it always seems to be too high for him, doesn't it? And then finally, Billy Sharp was a thorn in their side when he came on. I thought he was excellent. I think he's trying to show Wilder that he needs to be starting every game. And he's putting up a good fight for it, to be honest. It really is. I'm just trying to think who else came on now. I can't even remember. I'm that tired and frazzled. We'll just move on. I'm sure someone will tell me in the comments right now. So quickly, we'll go through. He really surprised VAR is look at the. I don't even know what that even says. Lundstrom, again, is trying to play for a new club and is really frustrating to watch. Killian, I absolutely agree with that. You must have watched way, way, way more of my videos than you're letting on. Why don't we play Brewster as a first striker? No one is doing it better and he's young and shows potential. I completely disagree with that. As I said in the watch along, I think Brewster, other than those 2 shots today, Brewster's shown the least why he should be starting a game. I think they've all put a shift in recently. Sharpie scoring goals, Didsy doing what Didsy does, McBurney coming on in the last game and putting himself about, making himself a nuisance. Brewster's not done it. He's just not done it. Norwood not tracking Mount's run for the first. Yeah, I hate to say it. Norwood, I don't think it was Norwood's fault. I think Fleck was actually closer to it than Norwood was. And then, yeah, Kean Bryan, he's made a couple of mistakes today. Lawrence Elliott, Chelsea fan, obviously. Dodgy penalty. It was a clear pen, mate. I don't think you can say it's a clear pen when Ramsdale's laid on the floor and he knees him in the head. I think it could have been given either way, to be honest. It really could have. And that just shows the referee not giving it initially because he was in a really, really good position for that. And he didn't give it initially, did give it then. I'd like to see what others say about it, but we were doing the watch along, so I wasn't listening to what the guys were saying in the studio. Where was one? Chris Eads, we should have brought a couple of loans in. Obviously, we should have done, but at the time, I think the Prince thought there's no point. We've got no chance of staying up. And we're making a fist of it. We really are. Lots of Chelsea fans in the comments saying that it was definitely a penalty. I'm going to bring up our mate Robert. Ramsdale went for the ball with his feet and Timo gave up the play by running away from the ball. Sounds about right to me. Anyway, we're going to leave it there. I'll quickly put on Phantom Sprayer. It's going to be hard to stay in the league. Completely agree. But we've still got loads of games left. We're still fighting. At least we're not going to do Derby's 11 points. We will pick up more than one more point towards between now and the end of the season. We'll leave it there. Lots of Chelsea fans saying that it was a clear pen, and we're never going to agree on this in a million years. One last one. Hadley Goodison, I said it in the watch along. If it was the other way around, Sheffield United wouldn't get these decisions. Completely agree, mate. Completely agree. And sorry, one last one. Kent Aberdeen, that's a pen. He caught the man, not the ball. I think it's more like Werner caught the keeper, not Ramsdale catching the player. Anyway, we could go on forever. So I'm going to leave it there. Apologies that I've put Blades 2, West Brom 1 match reaction at the top. It will be changed for the next one. I promise you that. But thank you everybody else for being here. I really appreciate it. Even the Chelsea fans, Actually, I'm going to put one last on there. Dale Lancaster, one of my mates, biased opinion as an owl. It was a pen. Erratic from the keeper. Tried to pull away with his hands but couldn't stop. I'm not sure about that. I don't think you can say poor goalkeeping. I really don't. He had to come out. Had to. There's nothing else you can do when you've been given such a terrible back pass. We're going to leave it there. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Hal, thanks for being here, mate. Oh, we've had a long evening, me and Hal. So we're going to crack on. We're going to move on to the next game, which is the Bristol City FA Cup match. Can we go even further in the FA Cup? Can we carry on this run that we're going on, this brilliant run, after not winning a game for a very, very long time. Thank you for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, and what we'll say is stay in good nick.